everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Shantae from Simply Shantae's Plans. It is that time of year again where planner companies are launching their teacher lesson planners for the upcoming school year 2023-2024. And in today's video, I'm excited to share Erin Condren's latest iteration of their teacher lesson planner. Today I'm going to be going through one of the planner options, but there are several, and I'll try to point out as many differences as I can. I'm also going to share some of the accessories that are launching with the teacher lesson planners on May 16th for EC Insiders. I also have here a bunch of my old teacher lesson planners because I have been using this planner all the way since 2018, and so I'll be able to share a few differences there as well. I mentioned here that I have one book. This is the 8.5 by 11 teacher lesson planner in Wildflowers design. All of the teacher lesson planners that you're able to choose from have the same interior layout, which is horizontal, and I'll show you that in just a moment, but there are some differences for the outside of the book. So here I have the coiled version. I have a gold coil. You're going to be able to choose from gold, rose gold, platinum, and the new multicolor coil that just came out with the latest Life Planner launch. I have the Wildflowers design here, but you're also going to be able to choose from Inspire. If you want a slightly smaller book, there's going to be a softbound version in the 8 by 10 size. This is not a teacher lesson planner, but it is a softbound book in the 8 by 10 size, so it will look something similar like this. The inside is going to be horizontal, but you'll be able to choose from Inspire or Wildflowers, and then the exterior colors will be blush or a Wildflowers exterior. There's also going to be a large coiled planner in Spanish, this size, and that one will be undated. And it's going to be the mid-century circles design inside. So a few years ago, it's only going to be available in the platinum coil, and then all the other features will still be available. Then, if you are looking for somewhat of a smaller book, you're going to be able to get the 7 by 9 coiled teacher lesson planner. This is going to be in the focused layout. So let me just click there. It's going to look similar to this. It is going to be gold coil option or a platinum planner option, and then it will have a permanent vegan leather cover on it. You're also going to have an 8.5 by 10 focused teacher lesson planner as well, so it will be this size, but it will have the focused interior design. That was a mouthful. I think we got through all of the different planner combinations you can choose, and now we're going to focus on what's actually right in front of us. These coiled 8.5 by 11 teacher lesson planners are going to start at $57.50 if you are thinking about how much they're going to cost. And they do have a lot of really cool features inside, so we're going to get into some of those. I'm going to go through a couple different sections of this book so you can kind of get a feel for what it's like. If you've been around Erin Condren for a while and are familiar with their teacher lesson planner, I will be honest with you, you're not going to expect to see very many changes. There are some differences, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same. So I won't spend too much time on the actual planner, but if you have questions, please comment down below and I will be sure to answer those as soon as possible. Starting here, we have the title page. It has a beautiful font, teacher, and then that cursive font that is signature to the Wildflowers collection for your title page. And then here we get into the first All About Me's pages. What I like about this page here is that you do get pops of the Wildflowers design included without it being overbearing. Do I love this cursive font? No, I don't. And actually, I think I would be remiss as a special education teacher to say that this font is not dyslexia friendly. So keep that in mind. But it's your planner, so you can do with it what you wish. One thing that's different on this planner that I haven't seen is this section here for professional development. So in the past, I'm going to share my planner from last year, hide some things, but it has classroom resources and websites and passwords. This year it has professional development, which I think is a nice addition, and it's a nice way to track what professional development commitment you're doing throughout the year in case you need to track hours for some specific reason. So I do like that change. And then a couple years ago, they decided to start leaving these 2 boxes blank, and they did that last year here. I like that they did that here so you can use what you need it for. If you really want to write down your websites and passwords, do it in one of these blank boxes. Problem solved. And then down here you have a space for classroom events and dates. And that's pretty consistent with last year's planner. Alrighty, moving right along. After this page, we have the parent communication log. This has 32 entries on each side, so there's 64 entries total. And to be quite honest, this has always been a tricky page for me because this page has always been a little bit tricky for me. I find that it's not helpful to put my parent communication here, especially because I have a lot more than 64 entries per year. And also I do have to track all of my parent communication on an online platform to be in compliance with our federal and state regulations for individualized education plans. So I don't actually use this page for communication log. What I have done is made it a parent address book in the past, and it's my current planner. So I've covered some names up, but you can see I put the name of the scholar here, their contact information on this line, and then their second contact person's information on this one, and I'll put their name, number, and email address. I find that to be a lot better use of this page than actually logging communication, and I put that in the survey every year, but still no change there. After the contacts page, we have this kind of year overview page. These 6 months down here for me are unneeded. I don't ever, when I get to July 2024, I'm into my next planner already, and I don't do a lot of forward planning just because sometimes I'm not sure if I'm going to be with the same grade level or the same scholars, or if I'm going to be looping. I just don't know. And my school calendar does change sometimes, and so it's not that relevant for me to have this period here because it could change and probably will. But I do like to use this page to track some other types of important information, like our statewide assessments, extended breaks, no school, when we have professional development at our district level, and then when we have minimum days or teacher work days. I do like to track those here, as you can see over here. But again, these 6 months, not needed. I could just put it in this book. So that's one thing about this page that I wish it instead, similar to the Daily Duo, I wish they would have lines here instead. After that, we get into the year planning page, and I actually really love this page. I do find it useful every year. As a special education teacher, what I do is when I get my caseload for the year, I go ahead and put down when their annual or triennial IEP meetings are due, so I can quickly reference this page at the start of the month and make sure that I know who I'm progress monitoring for and who I'm coordinating with to make sure those meetings happen on time. My only gripe about this page, and I have said it many times, is that I would love for it to start with July in the corner. Because this book starts in July, right here's the first tab, I want July to be up here. So I typically redate this page. The other thing I track in this book is also when their birthdays are, and I'll use those same circle dots that I use here on this page, and I'll put when my students' birthdays are, their annual or their triannual or initial IEPs, when those are due. So I actually really like this page, and I find it really helpful. It's nice to throw a bookmark here so that way you can always come back to it if you need it. Then you have a few graph pages. I really like these graph pages. There are 4 of them, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. I do wish that there were 6. I do wish that there were 6 because I could use 6 of them. These pages can be used for lots of different things. I typically put our school schedule and our bell calendar on one here. So, you know, where are my scholars at what part of the day. Then I'll typically put my caseload overview on this side. So just information for me about who's on my caseload, what their primary and secondary eligibility for special education is, and then some other information about their services and things like that. I also like to put my service delivery schedule on one side and then my service provider delivery schedule in case my scholars have OT or speech or some other service that I'm not providing. I like to put that here because then I always know where my scholars are if they're not with me or not in their general education classroom. So I find these pages helpful, and I could use a few more. The other thing that I like about the beginning of the planner is these 2 notes pages here. And I will just share that I use this, I make a purchase tracker. I actually ended up doing this digitally this year, but I did wanted to show how I would write it out, and this is kind of what I would do. And so I like having those right up front just in case I run out of my teacher budget and have to go into my own personal funds. I like to keep track of how much I'm spending. After that, we move into the first monthly section. You do have 2 pages of notes, but really 1.5. One blank side, there is a small quote at the top, and then this half page here, or I guess 3/4, I would say, and then dates to remember in July. Immediately following that, you get into your monthly view. Again, this whole theme is wildflowers, and I really like this design. I like how simple it is with like small pops of color. What I like to use these pages for, I left a post-it note for myself to remember, but I put unit planning, birthdays, professional development, any meetings, school events, when we don't have school, when there's minimum days, field trips, class parties, testing schedules, either for my district or statewide. All of that can live here. I can pre-fill it in when I get our school's academic calendar for the year, and then update as I need to throughout. The other thing I like to do every year is I also like to sticker it in the summer, because I don't have time for that in the school year, so I will do that in my planner move-in video as well. All right, after the monthly section, we get right into the weekly section, and this is what 1 week in the teacher lesson planner will look like. You have your days on the side here, and then they go across. That's what makes it the horizontal layout. You have 6 different subjects per day, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you have this longer section for whatever you need it for. I have had years where I have split this in half and done a Saturday, Sunday. When I was in grad school, I did that and would organize my grad school assignments over here. I've also done it where I have put this as like my prep station or my to-do station or my to contact, anything like that, anything that I might need. One thing about this layout is that it really hasn't changed in the recent years. I have one here from 2020. It's the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing. Obviously, the colors are different because it's a different design, but, you know, I think that you can get creative with this layout, and that's something that I have definitely done as a special education teacher, but I know that people have been asking for something different for a while. So that is one thing that I keep in mind when I'm sharing this, is that if you don't like the horizontal, you can get creative, or also this might not be the planner for you. It's very similar in the focus. I just want to show real quick. This is what the focus inside looks like. This is my current planner, and you can fit a lot in both of these different pages. So if you like the teacher lesson planner, on the other hand, if you like it and the horizontal doesn't bother you, but you don't like the size, the 7x9, you can fit a lot in there, which I've shown here. And you can do whatever you want with these top headers. Lots of different opportunities for you there. All right, I'm going to keep going through so you can see a whole monthly section. Each week is the same. Again, no Saturdays and Sundays, but they are on the monthly view, so you can check them out there. Also, you shouldn't be working on Saturdays and Sundays as a teacher. That's a hill I'll die on. Okay, after the monthly section, after we get all the weeks, we quickly get to move into the tail end of it, which is 2 extra notes pages. And I'm just going to show how I use these. So I always draw these lines in here, and I call it my brain dump. It's kind of like a tracking pad. I will put the different people that I collaborate with frequently on these pages. Might be my principal, my instructional aide or paraprofessional, my gen ed teachers, the OT, other service providers, whoever. And whenever I think of something that I need to tell them, I put it in this box. And then at our weekly, bi-weekly, whatever check-ins, I go to this page and reference it to make sure I cover all the things that I'm thinking of. Because throughout the day, I have so many thoughts, and it's just a nice place to put them down. You could also use this for tracking class behavior or, classroom incentives. You can use it for curriculum notes, anything you want. But I do love that these 2 pages are right here. And then right after that, we move right into the next month, which in this book is August. So I'm just going to flip through. There are no real title pages for the months aside from this. This is the title page. So I'm just going to flip through and show you what each actual monthly section looks like. So you can see the different elements of the wildflower design. It's very, very pretty in my opinion. I do like it. I just don't love the font, but small price to pay for some floral. All right, as I'm moving on, I did want to share that there are different start date options available. This book goes from July to July here, but there are different start dates available if you would like to check those out. At the end of the last monthly section, we have these 2 notes pages here. You have an additional 2 notes pages to do with what you wish. Anything you want to use, you can use these for. And then we move right into the checklist pages. So this book is going to come with 7 checklist pages, but you can add up to 20 if you want. And there are more slots here, I believe, than there were last year. I think I wrote it down here. There are 36 lines, which in the past, I think there was only 32. So you can definitely use that for your class. Hopefully that is enough for you. I hope. If you're like me and kind of need to use these in an unconventional way, then you can do what I like to do, which is use them for case management. I have my current one broken down in beginning of year tasks where I'm prepping for my incoming scholars. I also have one for their IEP to-dos where I'm putting all the things I need to do for their IEPs at the top. I also made this digital this year because I just had a situation where I was not able to be at my desk as often. So I needed to be a little bit more on the go. Here I put miscellaneous caseload checklist. This is just random things like if we had a field trip or a t-shirt order or whatever. Again, did it digitally this year. This one I left blank. And then this one was because I was the team lead at my school site this year. I put all of my team on here in case I needed to track anything there. So there's lots of different things you can use these pages for. They don't have to just to be a grade book. After the checklist pages, you are going to get some stickers. I do love these stickers every year. If you don't know what these means, PTC means Parent-Teacher Conference, and then IEP stands for Individualized Education Plan, and that is for students who receive special education services. You have a couple more pages of stickers here, really lovely ones, mix of functional and decorative. I actually love these ones with the little paper clip. Those are my favorite ones. I go for those first every year. And then in the back, you have a 2-pocket folder. You also are going to have 1 sheet protector, but you can add up to 3 of them. And those just are coiled right into the book. They're not removable. And then you're also going to get the holidays for the month, starting with July 2023, and it goes all the way to December 2024. That is because none of the holidays are listed here on the monthly spreads. You can go ahead and put the ones that are relevant to you or your scholars in here. That's pretty much it for the book. Like I said, not too many changes from years past. I did like that professional development change that we saw in the front, but other than that, tried and true, and what EC is going with again for this year. The same way that there was matching accessories for Inspire and Wildflower at the Erin Condren Life Planner launch, we're going to have that same kind of structure here for the Teacher Lesson Planner. So there's going to be Inspire accessories, Wildflower, and a few focused ones as well. So I'm just going to set this planner aside so we can get to some of the goodies that are coming out. The first accessories we are going to look at are some of the writing tools that are coming out, and I have used this extra page here in the planner to kind of test all of them. We have these new assorted multi-liner pens. These actually launched with the Life Planner, but they are being advertised as part of the Focus collection as well. There are several different sizes of these multi-liners, and you can see them all down here. This last one, the 6th pen, is a brush pen, but your girl does not know how to hand letter right now, so I just did a squiggly line, and I hope you can see that here, what that kind of looks like. But this pack is going to be $16.50 roughly on the website, and I actually really liked how these write. Of course, there's not too much ghosting or shadowing through on the back page, and I love that there are differences that I can choose how thick I want to get each day. My favorite one was probably the 0.2, but I felt the most comfortable writing with the 0.4. So I really like these. I might actually pick up another pack of these because I can see myself going through these all year versus, you know, the flare pens that teachers are known for. The other pack of writing utensils that are kind of new are these dual ink, dual tip highlighter pens. I actually really love these. I'm just going to pull one out. So on one end, you have the fine liner tip, and then the other side, you have the highlighter. And there's a bunch of different colors here. You can see on this little test here, this is the iris one. And like I said, I love these. They're super pigmented, but not going to bleed too much, which is super nice and will be super easy for color coding when you're doing like a think aloud or modeling for students. Like, just so many options you can use for these, and this is probably my favorite writing tool that are coming out. Additionally, we have these dual tip list markers, very similar to the ones that came out last year as well, but these ones are just going to be check marks and squares. So you can see at the top here, check marks and squares. That's all you're going to get in this little pack. For me, I'm a mixed bag on these. I typically put them in my prize box for my scholars because they love them, but I think they're great, just not practical for the way I teach and what materials and things I use. I don't ever grab for these, but they are pretty cool. And then at the bottom, or at the other end, you know, it does have a little tip marker. So that's nice too. And again, I do love these fine liner tips, so that's nice, but this is one item I could live without, if I'm being quite honest. Okay, the other thing that I have here on the page is this washi tape, and this washi tape is going to come in a 4-pack for $8.50. 2 of the rolls, these 2 larger ones here, are going to be this size, and then these other 2 smaller ones are going to be this size. These are super fun. They don't exactly match the wildflower theme, but they definitely give me strong teacher vibes, and I love this rainbow one here. Like, it's so pretty. I also have always been a fan of the watercolor apples, and so I'm glad that's kind of making its way back or staying as a real core part of the teacher lesson planner or teacher collection. So love the waterflower apples as well. That's kind of all the things I was pen tested. If you have questions about other things, other types of writing tools from EC, let me know. I pretty much have them all, and I can make a little test for you, but that's it for now. What I'm going to show next is actually the Teacher Vegan Leather Large Folio. This thing is large. It's going to start at $42.50. Should fit an 8.5 by 11 planner. It has several different pockets in it. I'm going to start on one corner and kind of go to the other one. Here's the pen loop. It's the pocket inside. There's also this large through pocket with another smaller sewn pocket here. Then on this side, we have places for pens, a smaller pocket, and then this up here actually has a button, which is kind of cool. You can secure something nicely in there. And then there's also a pocket in here. Your planner does fit in here, and I'm going to slide it in. Fits right in there nicely. And then it just closes right up. So right now I have nothing in it other than the planner, but there's space still. You can see there's space still. The coil's protected, and I would definitely be able to put things in the pocket. So I personally really like this folio. It's a champagne color. I think it goes really nicely with the wildflower design. It's also going to pair nicely with Inspire, but it's really great. And I bet you could fit the 8 by 10 softbound in here as well. Actually, let me just try that because I have one. Again, this isn't a teacher lesson planner. It's just a regular focused one, but I bet you it slides in as well. Check that out. So again, and then this one, you definitely have, it's a little floppy actually. You have a lot of room in this one. Actually, maybe I wouldn't recommend putting this in there. It might slip out. We'll see. Another cool item that I really like this year is called the Teacher Vegan Leather Clip Folio. This one is kind of a pink purplish color. It has a bunch of gold asterisks in the corner. And when you open it, it is a clip folio. And I think it's really nice. I like the material of it. There's a pocket on this side and then some pen loops. And then over here, you actually have the pad, which can come out. And then the clipboard. And of course, oh, there's not a pocket there. Never mind. There is not a pocket there. I should have looked closer. But this is what it looks like on the back. This is going to be $28.50. This is going to look really nice in any meetings, professional developments you need to go to, if you're taking notes at a small group or a remediation center. I really like this, and I am definitely going to be using this next school year and probably the next 6 weeks in my school year currently as well. If I move this aside, it would not be an EC teacher launch without some new dashboards and clip-ins. This one is called the Inspired Teacher Universal Snap-in To Do. On one side, you have copies, grade, contact, and rose gold with this beautiful Inspire on the outside, and then the inside has, the flip side has To Do and Looking Ahead. We also have a few new designs this year. And so here's one of them. In addition to the wildflowers, we have Education is the Greatest Opportunity. I love the flowers here. It's going to look great on that gold coil, and I love the back. Also, we have the new vegan leather snap-in interchangeable covers. And so they're going to be making them for the 8.5 by 11 size as well. They already launched these in the 7x9, so you could pick one up for those size books. But I love these things. They are high quality. They're not as thick as the permanent vegan leather ones, but they are super durable, and I really like them. These are going to be available on the website, these two designs, as well as a couple other ones that look really cute and a little bit more primary school focused. And then we have this snap-in. This is also one of the Inspire ones. It has the days of the week here, plus the weekends, and then before school and after school. And then on the back is just some blank boxes that you can use at your discretion. To be quite honest, I don't ever use these. I have every intention to. I put them in my planner every year, but it's just not as practical for me, and I don't end up using them. What I do like using them for is bookmarks. So you might catch these in my planner, but most likely not being used. There are several different notepads this year as well. This is one of them. This is the Teacher Productivity Notepad. It's going for $10.50. There is some personalization options available. You have a what's this called? A checklist here, some blank space, prep, and contact. I'm guessing that's where you can personalize some things. And then the In My Classroom, I'm guessing you can personalize that as well. What I really like are these doodles. Like, I love these doodles. I love this mechanical pencil here. This has the MCC design on it. The apple has the little asterisk. I'm pretty sure this pen here has been a sticker in the teacher this Cool for School, sticker book many years in a row. This ruler is super cute. I just love these doodles. And this notepad has a good amount of sheets on it. There's also going to be the note from the teacher notepad this year. That's going to have the Inspire design, as well as the substitute teacher notepad, which has been popular in the past. There's not too many changes on that from what I could see, but it was not sent to me, so I don't know for sure. The other thing that's coming back is the Cool for School sticker book. This is the 7th edition, and I love the purple and watercolor apples. Just really obsessed with that. This new sticker book matches the same format as the other ones recently. There's a ton of stickers, over 500, I believe, in this sticker book. So lots to choose from there. And I'm just going to kind of flip through so you can see. It's a good mix of decoration and functional, with lots of different foiling options. Some stickers we've seen before, some are new. One thing I just screamed about when I opened this was this whole row of IEP stickers. I never have enough that say IEP, and I have so many IEPs every year. I'm super excited about that. I actually like took a picture of it and like started playing with them. I had to put one back on the paper right away because I was just so thrilled. These are transparent, but they're super colorful at the same time. I love that. These meeting stickers, I love them as well. Use them frequently. There's more square now. They used to be like rounded corners. I can get used to that, but I like this rounded corners. Here are some washi tapes. They're like the thinner sticker, but they have inspirational quotes on them. Again, with this watercolor apple, so pretty. Love it. Love to see it. These circles are fun. Then these are just some like teacher icons or school icons. A bunch of habit trackers. Some more functional ones, and then we get to the end. The sticker book is $16.50 and has, like I said, over 500 stickers with different metallics, and I think this is a really fun addition this year. The other addition that I like this year is this teacher sticky note box set. I feel like in recent years, or maybe just the past year, there's been more sticky note box sets, and I am here for them, and I really like this one. This whole set is going to be $15.50, and it includes 7 different sticky note pads. This one says top 3. It has for the day, or it could be for the week. Honestly, you can decide. It's your sticky note, but it does have the days of the week up here to circle, and then some checklists. This one says before school and after school. I love this one. It's just blank with the apple. I like the color. This one kind of matches the Inspire design. It has lines and check marks. Here we have prep grade contact. That's pretty standard for teachers. This one kind of reminds me of a freebie that came out with one of the academic back to school. I don't remember which launch, but last year it came out. It has a similar format, and then they all just fit in this really cute little container, and I just love how they just do that. But yeah, so I like this. This is a great gift for a teacher, or I can see this being really useful in multiple different types of classrooms and things like that. So love this as well. In addition to the sticky note box set, there's also going to be this sticky note tabbed duo from the Focus line available as well. These ones are the actual Post-it brand, is evidenced by the back here, and this 2-pack is going to be $8.50 for these two. This first one has a blank space and dot grid, and then a blank space and line, so you can really do what you need to do with these. I have saved the best for last here with my favorite accessory that is launching this round, and this is the teacher record book. It is the bound teacher record book. So if you remember last year, we had this coiled version, which has some of the similar items in the first pages as the teacher lesson planner. It has graph pages. It has all these checklists. And then just, there's some notes in there. A bunch of lined pages for notes. This year, 7x9, so the same size, except instead of a coil, it's bound. And I don't know why, but I am obsessed with this. I love it so much. So much. I think I'm actually going to use it a lot more just because I don't ever want to carry 2 coils around, especially carrying a laptop, and the planner itself is pretty big, and I usually have my water. Anyway, I just really like that this is sewn in, and it still has the same components of the teacher record book. Also, I think the Inspire on this book is so pretty. Like, I love this inside cover here. I love that it's at the top. You have your class schedule, your classroom events and dates. That's a little bit of a change. Your communication log, multiple pages here. Your graph pages, multiple pages, and then your student checklist. So this is so helpful for small groups or whatever, any other thing that you would use these checklists for are going to be helpful here. And then you have several pages, again, of the notes. This book is going to be about $15.50, and I anticipate this one going quick. This is probably my favorite accessory of the whole teacher lesson planner launch. All right, that pretty much wraps us up for the items that I have to share with you. There are going to be so many more things launching on the website and potentially in the retail stores on May 16th. I definitely recommend you check those out. There will be links in the description box of this video to check out some of the items as well. So if this video helped you, you can let the EC team know that by using my affiliate link. I may earn a small commission on that. If you purchase a life planner on launch day, there is going to be a free gift with purchase. I wasn't sent that, but it is a cute little post-it set. I think it's in the shape of an apple. And there's also going to be a deal for 15% off all teacher lesson planners and planning accessories, valid only on 5/16/2023 and only for the EC Insiders. So make sure you're signed up for EC Insiders if you're not already, and make sure you order that day so you can get the free gift with purchase. One thing to remember is that you have to buy the teacher lesson planner in order to get the free gift with purchase. That is all for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Happy shopping, and if you're a teacher, have a great rest of the school year.